Jewish Meditation Series, Lesson 7, Textual Study as Meditation. We are defining meditation as a continuous flow of thought on a particular object or point of focus. The meditation we suggested is the one that appears on the first page of the Code of Jewish Law. That is a perfect place to begin because A, its letters and vibrations connect us to the bedrock of our soul, to the Holy One that preceded creation, permeates creation, and will endure beyond its passing. B, it is safe and relevant for everyone since it appears on the opening page of Judaism's practical guide to life, which applies to all. C, it is short and concise. Generally, when we think of meditation, we think of focal points that are static and pointed, like a word or image or spot on the body. But it is also possible to choose more complex and dynamic subjects. In this sense, textual study is a more advanced meditation. A person must already know how to bring him or herself into a meditative state with ease by just remembering to do so. One purpose of meditation is to expand and strengthen consciousness. This goal is called enlightenment, a word that is to be taken literally. As the mind stretches and rectifies, it is able to hold more light. In Torah, light and consciousness are equivalent terms. Enlightenment is both a quantitative and qualitative process. An illumined mind works with greater quantities and higher frequencies of light. The mind is like a radio, and each spiritual practice tunes it to a different station, to a different frequency of revelation. Textual study as meditation enables the mind to access the intense revelation of consciousness that illuminated the world at Sinai. The cosmic mind reveals its truths and secrets in many ways to many people, both individually and collectively. Yet the Torah is unique in history. It was a mass awakening. A searing revelation of presence engraved the souls of an entire nation with the truth of the universe compressed into a single burst of light. The Bible recounts, "There was thunder and lightning and a thick cloud upon the mountain, and the sound of a shofar exceedingly loud. The people in the camp trembled. Moshe led them out of the camp toward the divine presence. They stood transfixed at the foot of the mountain. Mount Sinai smoked in every part as the presence descended in fire, and the entire mountain quaked violently. The shofar grew louder and louder, and the Eternal One spoke these words, saying, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods beside me," and the rest of the 10 Commandments. The people saw the thunderings and the lightning and the cry of the shofar and the mountain smoking. They were shaken and retreated. Moshe scribed the bare bones of that Sinaitic message, which is the Torah that we know and love. The purest of prophecies guided Moshe's quill. Each letter, word, sentence, and space was designed to both reveal and conceal. To reveal what the people were ready to know and conceal what they were not. Yet the concealment was only temporary. Embedded within this holy writ were all the lights from that earth-shaking revelation encoded for future generations. Gradually, moment by moment, year by year, each generation discovers the truths that are relevant to its day and age. That is the mission of Torah study, to extract the messages buried in the text that apply to the unique configuration of our times. The light that is accessed through Torah study connects straight back to Sinai and links us to that prophecy. Textual study as meditation hones intuition, trains one to locate the heart of every person, matter, or moment and to honor it, produces a profound and blissful state of devekut called the encounter of breath to breath, spirit to spirit. Guidelines for turning study into meditation. First, you must approach your Torah learning with a desire to be transformed by it. Ideally, this intention should be articulated as a prayer before study. For example, I enter this study to draw close to you, Hashem, for the sake of holy service and the fulfillment of your will for me and for all of Israel and for this entire planet. Please assist my efforts and guide my understandings. Let me internalize your Torah to the depths of my being, such that I become transformed by your will and its truths. Let neither myself nor anyone else come into stumbling as a result of this study. Gal einai va'abita niflaot me Toratecha. Open my eyes, and I will behold the wonders of your Torah. You must find a place within you that is burning to understand what this text is teaching, because you know that your life, meaning quality of life, depends upon it. The measure of your drive to know will be the measure of your willingness to work, and the reward, i.e., enlightenment, is in proportion to the labor. Be rigorous in your translation. Look up all unfamiliar words as well as all biblical, Talmudic, and Midrashic citations. Your understanding of the text's most basic level of sense becomes the vessel that draws the light. If this stage is sloppy and superficial, it will not pull a clean light. After each new idea, recap the logical development of the teaching. Go back to the beginning and follow it through, adding this next piece of information to the end. The recap becomes a kind of mantra in itself that invites a deeper understanding and triggers new associations. The means are the ends. You must release all expectation of getting to the end of the piece by a certain time. Each sentence, sometimes each word, has its own treasure. Even when it simply restates a previous idea, you should feel delighted anew by its depth. Stay in the present. All meditation is training to access the depth of the now. Go through the piece at least 3 times, discovering new layers of implication with each round. Repetition brings integration. When the teaching is yours, when you own it, insights abound. Sometimes it is only months or years later that a deep lesson from a previous study pops into awareness for the first time. And throughout your study, meditate. Touch base at periodic moments with your practiced meditation, the one from the Code of Jewish Law or whatever you prefer. Every quarter hour or so, take a meditative breath or two. Revisit the focused, receptive, and prayerful state that was your starting point. Then, from there, re-engage with the text. And so it goes, back and forth, analyzing, then quieting, thinking, then meditating, probing, then praying for guidance. This method attunes the psyche to the channel of bestowed inspiration, Ruach HaKodesh, that is the reward and the joy of meditative study. In summary, textual study as meditation alternates study with meditation in a way that dissolves their boundaries and eventually fuses them. Meditative study taps into the flow of revelation that blazed forth at Sinai and continues to disclose secrets generation after generation to all who draw from its living waters. Meditative study, if prayerful and purely intended, aligns the heart with the mind with the heart, and opens the gates to Ruach HaKodesh.